Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Preetha welcoming you back to 5 Minutes of Authenticity. If you're here for the first time, a very warm welcome. I hope you will revisit. This is a little podcast, a little space where I like to discuss topics that I encounter when I speak to my life coaching clients. I am an authenticity life coach, and it is a privilege to work with individuals who share their journeys with me, and with it, a lot of learning, a lot of insight, a lot of perspectives. This is available anywhere you find your podcasts, so feel free to subscribe. So as you probably know, if you've been here before, and welcome back if you have, and thank you, I pick a topic every month and we delve deep into it, kind of looking at various aspects of it and hash it out and then move on to a new topic. So as we conclude on growth in October, the theme this episode, as we round it all off, is returning to our essence. And by that, what I mean is sometimes growth isn't a finality. A growth, when you reach a point of growth, isn't a finality. It is continuous. And sometimes it is not even an ending. It is returning. Sometimes it is going back to a place where you were before, only with an open mind, an open heart, and a lot more deeper, a lot more insight into who you are, what you are, and your purpose of being. And so sometimes growth isn't always about becoming something new. Sometimes it is about remembering who you have always been. So if you have been following my episodes the last couple of months, actually for the last 5 or 6 months, I've brought this up on and off, but a skin infection on my right cheek caused me to go through multiple variations of medications, leading to a whole bunch of insight into how I should eat, avoiding certain foods, understanding the contraindications of medication. So suffice to say, from the 23rd of May till the 28th of October, I have been going through various stages of healing with this thing. And I have to say I'm in a good place, although I still have to use my medication on my face. But the other day I looked into the mirror and I was talking to my daughter and I said to her, it's interesting. I feel that there should be a scar where it has been there for so long. I don't see it. It's almost like I'm missing something on my face. And she started to laugh and she said, no, Mom, you look fine. And it hit me at that point is that these 6 to 7 months have been hard because I sleep on one side, which caused a severe spasm in my ribs. I have to constantly be careful about what I eat, what I apply on my face, the sun, etc. And it has been frustrating. It has tested my patience at multiple levels. It has given me a newfound appreciation for the medical profession. And it has also taught me a sense of discipline about what I eat going forward and what I avoid. But in all of this, while I was going through this process, and thankfully I'm a person who doesn't really care too much about what people think of what my face looks like. And so I never hid myself. I never not do selfies. I never not be in a public place. I never didn't have that problem. But the issue was more for me from the growth perspective was having the patience, keeping the faith, understanding, trusting the process, and knowing, yes, this will take its time. It will be better. You just have to, kind of hunker down and bear through it. And so when I saw my face and I don't see, and I almost imagine I'm seeing a scar, but I don't, it's almost like I have come back to where I have been before, but with a newfound appreciation of myself, of the process of healing, of the grace I learned to give myself, of the times where I was hard, but I shouldn't have been, all of that stuff. So this is a very small example. It's a recent example, but we've all been through moments where our memory isn't just nostalgia. whether it's good or bad, it is almost a little breadcrumb, a trail of breadcrumbs to track you back to where you were meant to be, or to back to your essence, right? So in the behavioral sciences, there is something called the narrative identity theory that was proposed by Dan McAdams. And one of the key finding was that we grow by weaving our past experiences into a story of ourself. The chapters we reclaim, especially the ones we thought we had grown out of, often hold the deepest truths. A very long time ago in my work life, I'd learned the concepts of maps, how each of us carries maps in our minds, in our perceptions, in our realities, based on the experiences we've had, whether as children, whether as teenagers, whether as young adults, or in our current day, in our personal life, in our professional life. And those maps determine who we are. They determine how we behave in a situation. They also determine how we react and act and react in any given circumstance. And what this tells me also, it kind of shows me, and I'm trying to also understand this from my own perspective, is that these maps change with time. And those are the times when we, each of the times when they take us back to who we are, to our authentic selves, and our perceptions and perspectives about ourselves also shift with that paradigm. And as that happens, ultimately what happens is we grow. We reclaim a part that we had forgotten or we had pushed aside. It could be a voice, it could be a joy, it could be something we love to do, but we are not doing it anymore. Something that once felt effortless, but we got so tied down in life and living that we forgot all about it. And so, even if you think about Maslow, his hierarchy of needs also culminates in that self-actualization. And that's not such a very quick step. It takes years. It takes lifetime. It takes a lifetime to get there. But the point is the growth, and the point is the journey. I was recently in Minneapolis watching Sir Paul McCartney perform live at a concert. The man is 83 years old. He's the love of her life for my 14-year-old. But as I was watching him, I was in awe of all the history that was behind everything that he sang, everything that he said, every note that he played. From what he was when he started his career to who he is now, of course it's a huge journey. But the essence of who he is, each time he has reclaimed himself and he has, reinvented himself. And the person standing in front of us who was playing for 2.5 to 2 hours, 45 minutes was as authentic, as genuine. And it was almost a spiritual experience listening to him. And so, my friends, as we close off in October and we come back in November with a new topic, this is my blessing for you. May you remember your essence. May you grow by returning. May the parts of you that were waiting to be seen finally feel at home. And I wish you the very best in this journey as we wind up this year in a couple of months. And we hope we are one step closer to where we were meant to be. Until next time, this is Preetha with 5 Minutes of Authenticity. I'll talk to you soon.